So the restaurant industry 2023, I know in LA, that's the only market I know, it's on fire here. No second gen
Yeah.
locations. If it comes, it's gone. Are you seeing that nationwide?
Yeah, for sure. It's the exact same dynamic. It's particularly here in New York. Second gen opportunities, you better be ready to move. And I can say it's very similar in markets that we're also active in Orlando, in Austin, in Charlotte, in DC, even the immediate New York metro market, like northern
Right.
New Jersey, Connecticut. If there's a second generation restaurant, it is gone real quick. And I'm talking days, less than a week for sure.
Right. Now, as far as the landlord what are you looking at? Are you looking at concepts that are FSR, QSR? What are you finding is moving the best for you?
You know what? I've realized with a lot of these developers, like in the suburban metro, suburban New York metro market, and like I said, even outside of DC and Charlotte and stuff, they're really focused on curating the right food use.
Mhm.
It's not even just the name. It's like, well, it's like the landlords are more educated about the uses that exist,
Mhm.
and like they'll say, oh well, hey, this concept is doing that. Do these guys do this?
Yeah.
Like, do they need space for extra parking spots for mobile orders?
Yeah.
Do they, how much of their business is takeout versus delivery? It seems like the landlords rather are much more well versed in the options that are out there, and it's almost like, well, hey, why isn't this guy looking at my center? Why
Yeah.
isn't this more forward thinking, more digital focused? Particularly obviously on the QSR side, on the more like independent or smaller markets, but larger regional players. Those guys are taking their time on the restaurant side. They're being more picky with the landlord.
Right.
They want to
Sure.
prioritize that relationship. So it seems like that education we were hoping both sides received, they both got it, and
Yeah.
it seems to be beneficial. I
I
think it's
mean, I would think
beneficial.
as a landlord, you want some FSR coming in there so that people can sit down, enjoy their meal, maybe go walk around to other stores, and instead of a QSR, come in, pick up your food, and get out. But
Yeah,
it
it's it all depends on the landlord. It all depends on the market, but more and more they're becoming like these lifestyle center plays where can we be that's going to fit in that traffic route, or is it going to be in the center where we can actually come here and get everything done in one shot, as opposed to just going here just for our shopping, just for our fitness, just for our doctor's appointment or what have you. So it's very cool to see.
you are you seeing? Let's talk about the automation. During a pandemic, there was talking about automation because they couldn't get employees. Has that really started to take hold, or did it start during the pandemic and now it's kind of fizzling out? What are you seeing out there right
Yeah, I think for a long time automation um was thought of as something that was like from the future. Like it
now?
was
Right.
like, what are we gonna have? Robots making French fries? Well, yeah,
Yeah.
that is what's happening. And it's becoming real. But more so, it's even happening. I just had a call today with a group, super interesting. From the branding perspective. It's a sort of like a MailChimp for restaurants that integrates with your POS, so it knows like, hey Joe, hope you enjoyed that Pinot Noir and steak you had last night. Would love to see you again. Not so much an operational transactional dynamic, but I think restaurants are finding these little slivers of opportunity for technology. Whereas, the bigger guys are having the robots making the food and the heated cabinets and things of that nature. But I think it's not a universal answer for any one restaurant, but it's more top of mind than ever before. That's for sure.
Yeah, I would think so. Is it still hard to find employees for the restaurant industry?
Literally just before I got on the phone with you, this happens to me all the time, right? Like, it's not just real estate questions. it's
Sure.
it's do you know a bread guy? Do you know a general manager? Do you know a POS company? And two guys asking me if they thought what they were offering for a position was fair.
Oh,
And
okay.
two different markets, West Coast actually, and here in New York. And very similar, but they were having a hard time finding somebody. And it was like packages that I don't see offered in corporate America. flexible spending accounts on an HSA, reimbursement for gas and tolls and parking, salary, bonus, 40 hours a week. And yeah, it seems like, it comes down to the concept, and people are just realizing that I don't want to spend 50 hours a week on my feet in a restaurant if I could do something else. So yeah, I think the challenges are a little bit more narrow. They're not such a widespread situation, but I think they still exist for sure.
Where do you see the greatest impact on inflation? Do you see it in fine dining, FSR, QSR? Where are you seeing that? And maybe you don't know. I don't know if you deal with fine dining or not, but I know you do QSR, FSR, but
Yeah.
the impact of what's going on right now, or is
Yeah,
it across the board?
I don't deal with too many fine dining. Most of my career was spent in fine dining, but
Mhm.
I can imagine now, because those margins are already tight because you're dealing with higher ticket, items, and you have expenses that are not normal in a lot of other restaurants. But I think it's probably any restaurant operator from the La Bernardins of the world down to the McDonald's will tell you about something that's really impacting them. I think it's more so than ever, the restaurant owners have got, or whoever's in charge, your district manager or the CFO of the group is sweating a little bit more, because those they're just tough to manage.
Yeah.
It's a lot to manage, especially across multiple units. How do you leverage your buying power? Still, it used to be the way to go, but that's not even getting you that far anymore.
Yeah. So you've eaten at Eric Rappert, what's his last name?
Yeah, repair. Yeah, I have his
Repair.
book over
You've
here.
eaten at his restaurant?
Yeah,
Hmm.
I actually
That's
got
a
to cook
goal of
with him.
mine.
I got to cook with him one time, which is
Oh,
really
did
cool.
you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I watched
Um.
him with Anthony Bourdain a few times, and then I picked up his book, 32 Yolks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a good read. You should read that. And very interesting character. It's a great book, but his restaurant's one that I do want to hit when I'm in New York next time. So
I just found out yesterday, I had a guy on the podcast, and I asked him what's his favorite place to eat on his day off in New York. And he goes, this place, Yakitori Toro in New York. And it's a second floor Yakitori Japanese restaurant. He goes, about 9 times out of 10, I go there after our shift here, and Eric Repair is there.
oh, really?
So if you don't get to Le Bernardin, I can tell you how to get into the Yakitori place. So
There you go. I might have to do that. Might be a little cheaper, huh?
Yeah, exactly. I think so.
If I'm a landlord, uh, where do you think right now my focus, um, what restaurant sizes, what sizes are performing the best? 2,000 square feet, 4,000 square feet, 2,000?
Yeah, it's hard because I'm in a market where everything is, and obviously LA, those you start pushing 3,000-4,000 square feet. There's only so many restaurant concepts that can make that happen. But it's seemingly like 1,800 to 2,700 square feet. I would say 2,200 square feet would be, if I had to like really pinpoint it. 22, 25 is the sweet spot.
Yeah.
Because as anybody who worked in a restaurant business know, or invested in a restaurant, size is not really indicative of anything. There are a lot of groups that had 900 square feet that are doing $3 million and better margins. And I think the food halls and the ghost kitchens and the ability to do some other different things out of that same space.
Yeah.
It's a lot of operators forget it's about making money. And I think the size is it's more of the size of the fight in the dog, as they say. You know what I mean? Like those groups are really making money.
Yeah, you get into, we do have a couple second gen locations, but they're 3,500 to 5,000 square feet, and I just am like, why would you not chop that up?
Yeah.
Unless you find an operator that wants two different restaurants, maybe 2,500 each or a couple thousand each. But
yeah,
it's hard to do as a landlord. I would be serious about making that change.
Yeah. There's a guy here who he was maxed out in his project on food uses. Yeah. He's like, but I'm going to be getting this bank spot back, 6,000 square feet. If you know anybody, I'm like, I know 3 people. Yeah. We can't do just one. It's not. He's like, oh, but it's a great place. Yeah. I'm like, I get it, but you're not going to, because the problem is in the suburban market anyway, something that size needs to do volume, and you're not going to get it out here. And you're going to do good. You're going to do very well, 2,000, 3,000 square feet. But they put anything much bigger than that, they're just not going to do it. You're not going to be able to justify the rent cost.
Yeah, it'd be hard. what is have you seen now, and I'm telling you a story. I was in Dallas a couple weeks ago, and a guy said, yeah, he goes, I was at this high-end steak restaurant, and he goes, they set me down. They go, okay, you have this table for the next 90 minutes. And
Yeah.
he goes, what? He goes, yeah, 90 minutes. He spent a lot of money there that night. And when he left, he's a very nice gentleman. He went to the manager, go, listen, this is my tab. And, it was just south of $1,000 for an hour and a half. It was a client bank deal. It was, it was a
Yeah.
big night out for one of his big depositors. And he just said, and I wasn't comfortable. I got down to where, I was, excuse me, he had an hour and a half. So it was what he had. So, he had that 90 minutes. I get into 45, 50 minutes. And, I start looking at my clock, at my watch, and he goes, then you get to an hour, and he goes, it just really ruined the whole evening for me.
Yeah. That, so I'm a big hospitality respect kind of guy. Like I can't help, because to me, as the guest, there's so much that's out of my control right now.
Yeah.
Right. Like you start the clock, now what? Because if
Yeah.
you screw something up, and then I don't like the idea of thinking that my guest is looking at their watch.
Yeah.
Because now it creates almost like a tense dynamic, like, this
yeah.
guy's rushing me. I don't want the salad now, or well, why are they giving us the dessert menu? And then it's also kind of like half jokingly, I've had it happen somewhere. I forget where it was, but it was a place where like we were already in a rush anyway, so it was not an issue. But it's like I want to say to them, then what happens? If I go 91 minutes, what's gonna happen? The whole table folds up and we're kicked out.
They brought the check to the table. At 90 minutes, they brought the check to the table.
That's
and
disgusting.
And so he just said to the manager, listen, love your place. It's beautiful. He goes, but there's a lot of steakhouses in this town. He goes, until you change this policy, I will not be coming back. Because now as a manager, think about our owner. How do you know the next person was good? So they didn't get dessert or anything. So how do you know the next person that sits at that table was going to spend the kind of money this guy was spending?
Yeah, right.
Maybe they're going to get a piece of fish and a salad, and that's it, and no alcohol. And so it's a battle.
I'll tell you what I like better than that. There's an app now that's coming out. It's that you have to apply to be approved to be on it. But it's like if you want a reservation at one of the toughest tables to get, you want to go to Carbone in New York City, okay, you have to guarantee to spend $200 a person. If you can do that, you can get 8:30 Friday night. That I like.
That simplifies things.
Right?
Because people will pay for that experience. Yeah. Is there a time on it then? You get 8:30 to 9:39? Okay, so you're
no.
Now have you seen that? I do like that concept. Now have you seen the amount of turns slow, or are they faster from the pandemic? Or were you engaging that before?
Yeah, I don't know. I all I know is that every restaurant I go to is packed.
Yeah.
Packed. Like tonight, a bunch of us football coaches, I coach Little League football, and the parents had bought us a steak dinner, so we're going out to a steakhouse for dinner. I guarantee you, Wednesday night it's going to be packed, and it's good to see. And I know that's a tough balance, but the timing thing, and all these other little rules about, I've always hated that we're not seating incomplete party rules. I think it's just let's just find another way to make this all work for everybody. I think most diners understand where restaurants are at least I hope so. And there are just that answers there. And there's more opportunities for hospitality too. So there's an answer there.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so too. All right. Well, I know we're getting long, and I know it's getting late in the day there for you. So you're gonna have to get all polished up to go out to dinner to a steakhouse.
This is as polished up as I get, Joe.
And you look good. What concepts? What type of food concept is going the fastest now? As far as, is it Mexican? Is it Chinese?
There's a proliferation of healthier foods of all different ethnicities, I feel like. Like lighter fare. What's that?
It's like you rehearsed this answer. Good answer.
I know proliferation. That's a good word, right?
Yeah, you used a big word too. I'll look that up later.
Because I was thinking about this the other day. There's a lot of plant-based stuff, a lot of plant-based Mexican. I spoke to a guy yesterday, plant-based, the forward chef-driven, vegetable-based, Italian. It's hard sometimes for me to see the the overall scope of things nationally, unless it's like a tenant that I'm running with.
Sure.
But in New York, it's seems like every little ethnicity, Japanese, Mexican, Italian, Vietnamese, Ethiopian, they're all just getting super creative and like lighter fare. And it's I don't know if that's a trend, but it seems like certainly that's like in food halls over here by Grand Central, the proliferation, again that word, of burger concepts, like vegan burger concepts, but done very well, where like you can't even taste that this burger is not meat. So I don't know, I think it's a lot of thinking outside the box, getting creative, which I think is fun, and I don't think it's unique to one type of cuisine.
All right. Damn good answer. Now, obviously you like to go out to fancy restaurants. Let's talk about Michelin stars. How many stars most stars have you gone to?
I think
And what
I think
restaurant was it?
well, it was Blue Hill at Stone Barns here in New York. I think they're 3 stars.
Are they really?
I think so. Now you got me wanting to look it up.
Yeah, see?
But they are, and then what was the other one? Well, Le Bernardin. I don't.
Yeah.
Their
Is that a
experience is
2-star?
they're
Or a
3
3?
stars. Yeah, I
3
believe
star?
so. I've never been to Madison. I love Madison Park, but that's next level dining. I know there's some ones out in the West Coast. I'm dying to go to. Somebody I know just that one in Napa that was supposed to be like
Yeah.
insane. How about you?
French Laundry.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty nice up there. So, well, I tell you what, if we get 10,000 views on this, you're going to be able to go. I'll bring you out to French Laundry.
Yes.
We'll go. We're
What do I
getting
gotta
looking
do?
now.
What do I gotta do to promote it? I'll do it.
There you go. All right, Zelnick & Co. is the company you're with. They're in New York City. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your company and your podcast?
Yeah, so Zelnick and Co. We've officially gone national now, which has been really fun. It's been a ton of work to get up and running, but Corey's been great, super supportive. He's through and through a New York guy, so we're still handling a lot of the New York business. It's been great. So we're super active everywhere. Tenant rep, national expansion. A lot of tech driven site selection stuff. So that's been a lot of fun. And
TikTok star too.
TikTok stuff.
Slowly but surely, he's getting out there. I see him often.
Yeah, you know what? He's slow burn. He's a slow burn, that guy, but he's out there. He's going to the Bahamas. He's got this whole thing. He's better start creating some content for that Bahama trip.
Yeah.
But yeah, the podcast has been great. Actually working on a rebrand. I got to send you some merch to have it. We're going to change the name of the show to Closed Monday. Because for 2 reasons. One, most restaurants are closed Monday, but really, when I was coming up, even today, I try to talk to guys and want to get them on a demo or go meet them or go on a tour. The response is I'm always like, well, what's a good day and time for you guys? And they're like, well, we're closed Monday. So that's always good. So,
that's brilliant.
But yeah, the National Restaurant Owners Podcast will become closed Monday soon. Has been great. So 2 episodes a week we're working on now. And we also have the Restaurant Idea Factory, which is one where I teamed up to 2 other guys. It's been a lot of fun. So,
well, make sure you send me those links. I'm going to put those links down below. And then you're going to be at the CREisummit in September, I take it?
Yes, sir.
That's if you're a commercial real estate agent, you're going to want to check that out. I'll put that link down below as well.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Kyle, thank you for coming on today. I know you're in a hurry to get out to that big fancy steak dinner. Make sure you post some photos. Maybe they should follow you on TikTok as well.
Yeah, follow me on TikTok. I'm running into a guy there who's also he's a lawyer TikTok guy, so we might have to have a battle while we're there.
Oh, there you go. That'd be fun to watch. I'll definitely tune in.
All right, Joe.
All right. Thank
so
you,
much.
Kyle. For those of you watching, make sure you give us a like. And if you haven't done so, make sure you subscribe.